everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in to say hi. If this is your first time, my name is Trish. I hope that you enjoy the video, find it helpful. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today's video is very serious. I'm going to be very personal and share some things, scary moments. I hope that you all do some serious thinking, that we can have a talk among friends, and hopefully you will understand the importance of this video. So it's been a few weeks now. There was actually something that came up. It'll all make sense. But a few weeks ago, well, I happened to glance in the mirror when I was drying off, freshly out of a shower, and I looked again. Then I picked up a mirror, not this one, but one in the bathroom, and I'm looking at it. That doesn't look right. Something's not right. And it was like right here, right in the middle of my back, where I couldn't really touch it, I couldn't twist my wrist around enough to really touch it and feel it. A little bit of a backstory. I'm 55 years old, and back in the day when I was a young girl and my mom had me outside playing, because that happened to be a thing then, there was no big thing about sun protection or being careful when you were outside in the sun. My mom had never heard of anything like that. She was busy with my sister. She'd send me outside to play and entertain myself. My family had a friend, and they had a daughter about my age, and they would, because my mom didn't go do a lot because of my sister, we didn't go out and do a lot as a family, so they would take me with. They would go on their boat on the lake, and I would have a good time. I would go to the pool, and sometimes their daughter would go with me. In that timeline, I was probably between the age of 9 and 11, 9 and 12, and I can remember very distinctly two horrible sunburns that I got. One was sun poisoning. I'm so fair, it didn't take much for me to get burnt. So when I see this on my back, my mind goes back to that. That's the first thing my mind goes back to, are those two horrible sunburns that I had when I was a child. Then secondly, my mind goes back to the years in the tanning bed that I spent. Thirdly, my mind goes back to my stepfather, who found his melanoma cancer on his back, stage 4, and we lost him within a year and a half. I took it upon myself to find a dermatologist. Once again, in my mind, I was thinking, not that long ago, my daughter had asked me, "Have you ever had your skin checked?" "You need to, Mom." I'm good. That was in my mind. But I didn't want to mention what I had found, especially to my mom or my daughter, because you know what? That's what happened to my stepdad. That was traumatic for the whole family. And I was not going to put my mom through those memories, and I was not going to worry my daughter. She's had enough going on, right? And besides, I'm the caretaker. I take care of everyone. I didn't want, even for 1 second, the thought of somebody to pity me or feel bad for me, or for somebody to think that they had to take care of me. I didn't want any of that. So I just pushed it to the back of my mind. So I texted my mama Vaughn, and I said, "Who's your dermatologist, Vaughn?" So she told me, and I texted Jackie, "Who's your dermatologist, honey?" And it was the same dermatologist. So I picked up the phone. So I flipped over, did a Google search, found her, called. "We can get you in November." November? Okay, I'll have to call back. So I got off the phone, and I'm thinking to myself, you're being ridiculous. This is nothing. You can't worry about this because you have people to take care of. So this is just like a whole mental, it's like a battlefield in my head. You know what I mean? So then it comes that night, I get home and I'm kind of talking, and I talk to God through the whole day. I just do every day. It gets me through my day. So I came home, Jack and I were sitting watching TV, talking, and I said, "Hey honey, what was the name of the dermatologist that you went to?" Because I knew that he and my mom had been to the same one, and I knew where the office was. I just couldn't remember the doctor's name. And he told me, and I said, that's what I thought. He said, "What's going on?" Because Trish doesn't go to the doctor. I put my phone down and I said, "I found a place on my back." And he said, "Well, let me look at it." And I showed him. Jack is very much one that is like, "Oh, I have a good feeling about it. It's going to be fine. Oh, just whatever, And he didn't say anything. Total silence. I got really sick to my stomach. I really did. He felt it and he said, it's definitely very textured. And in my head right there, I was like, okay, this is what I have. This is okay. His reaction changed my outlook completely. There were tears and I just prayed, God, I'm not asking for anything special. I'm asking that if this is something, that you give my family strength and you give me strength to still be able to do what I need to do for my family, for my loved ones. So then the next day, I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do. It was a Thursday. Mom's going to be gone all day. Mentally, I felt so different. So then let's move on over to Friday morning. It was just like I woke up and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I can handle just about anything if I know. It's the unknown. It's not knowing what something is. It's not knowing when something is. You know what I mean? So I call the dermatologist that my husband and my mom both went to. And I told her what was going on and that I had found this place and that I just wanted to have it checked. She looked and she said, well, let's get you in the beginning of the week. And I was like, oh, that's so much better than November, right? So she looked and she said, can you be here in an hour and a half? We had a cancellation. I said, I'll be right there. So I went in, I jumped in the shower, I washed my hair and I put it up in a ponytail because I knew there was no need in putting makeup or anything on because they were going to do a skin scan. I was very blessed. It was nothing abnormal. It was nothing to worry about. She did give me a full body scan. That includes in between fingers, in between toes. It includes your scalp. It includes your ears. It includes everything. As I left, I rescheduled for another one in a year, and I will make sure that it is a yearly thing for me. It's going to be every year without fail. When I thought about in some way sharing this experience with you, making something good come from this little scare that I had, I kind of talked myself out of it, and I thought, nobody's going to care. I know that many of you will be glad that I'm okay, but why even bring it up? Why even talk about it? Well, what if you're another Trish and you're just being stubborn, or maybe you're nervous? Whatever your reason is, yes, you do have time. It will be fine. It is painless. No matter what your excuse is, there is not one that is equivalent to your health and to your future. Love yourself enough to go get a skin check. If you have been in the sun, if you have been in the sun without protection, if you have been in tanning beds, if you have had sunburns, especially, please go get a skin scan and just make sure that everything's okay. It's important to check it at home also. Just a week and a half after my scare, my daughter calls me. Long story short, they found out that she had skin cancer on her face. She had basal cell carcinoma right here on her face. We're about a week and a half, 2 weeks in, I think, and she's doing really well. She was thrilled that they didn't have to be more invasive. I did pick up a pamphlet, and I just do want to share a couple facts with you really quick. I just think that it's so important that we make ourselves a priority and we take care of situations as they come up. Odds are so good that if you detect a skin cancer, there's 3 types. If you detect a skin cancer early, it is going to be treatable and it's going to be so much less invasive. It's not going to go away on its own. And the longer you wait, the more invasive it's going to become. You are at a higher risk if you have light-colored skin, if you have skin that burns or freckles rather than tans, blonde or red hair, blue or green eyes, more than 50 moles. Your medical history is going to come into play a little bit too. If you have a history of sunburns, especially blistering sunburns, or used indoor tanning devices, received an organ transplant, had skin cancer, or a blood relative has had skin cancer, a weakened immune system, if you've been exposed to cancer-causing compounds such as arsenic or coal, if you have an area of skin that has been badly burned, either by an accident or by the sun. Melanoma is everybody's fear factor, I think. I know it's since since we watched what my stepdad went through. It's definitely, you know, my family is very alerted to that. I'm asking you, do it for yourself. Make an appointment with a dermatologist that you trust. If not, ask people you know for some referrals. Go have a scan done of your skin. It takes under 10 minutes. It could save your life. Do it for yourself. Do it for your loved ones, but please do it. So many of us spend our lives taking care of our kids, our husbands, our families. We deserve to take care of ourselves too. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else. Thank you all for being patient. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video.